are going to recognize tonight Richard Stoner. I'm going to ask Angie Sticklitis, current math teacher and our department chair, to come forward. When Richard was decided upon as being an inductee, it actually set me back a little bit. Because you'll notice Richard graduated in 2001. That was my first year as an administrator here at the high school. And up until this, I always thought about these old people being inducted into. Now I think I'm joining that category of old people. So Angie, come forward, please. Introduce Richard.
Thanks.
Rich, come on up. It is truly an honor for me to be introducing Dr. Richard Stoner to our distinguished Wall of Honor. A little background, I'm going to practice, and I'm going to say it one time and get it over with. I've been practicing not to say Richie. Rich graduated from Penn Manor in 2001. In 2005, he had his BS in bioengineering from the University of Pittsburgh. And only 4 years later, in 2009, he had his PhD in bioengineering neuroscience. Very smart. His postdoctoral studies at the University of Southern California, San Diego, the Medical School for the Center of Autism Excellence. Rich conducted research on causes of autism and wrote programs to visualize vast quantities of data generated from this research. While researching autism, he developed programs and applications to allow visualization of immense quantities of data. Rich writes applications that are used, programs that he wrote on iPads, iPhones. Rich has started a small company called Whole Slide around virtual slide viewing on mobile devices. I'm reading what I can pronounce. He has won multiple awards. Most recently, he won the grand prize for Remote Diagnostic Autism app, currently in development for future release. Currently, Rich is employed by the USCD Medical School. When Rich was in high school, I had the pleasure, most days, of teaching Rich twice a day. I taught Rich when he was an AP Calculus student, and I also had Rich in AP Computer Programming. It didn't take long for Rich to surpass the teacher in computer programming. So I'm proud to say Rich was one of the first of many, many students, and really one of the first that we recognized we could no longer offer things that challenged him at Penn Manor, and so he began taking computer science classes at Millersville University. So it is truly an honor, and I'm very proud of him, Dr. Richard Stoner.
Since I'm leading this off, I really have no idea what this format's going to look like. All I know, they said keep it to 5 minutes or less, so thankfully I won't use any of those big words. It's been very nice to come home. It's been very nice to see family, friends, teachers, and just the place I grew up. My mom taught chemistry and taught sciences all the way up to coming from back in Manor Middle, followed me here to the high school, and it was always, if people didn't know me, they knew my mom, and they would know me from my mom. And I'm very grateful for everything, from the teachers that have heard my name or could hear me coming. I'm very grateful to have grown up in this place. And then on my dad's side, I got the technology. I mean, granted he's CV, but it's still, I'm a very good blend of the two. And if it wasn't for them and the environment they gave me growing up, I would not be here today.
they made me choose between writing code and going into band. And my sister was a diehard band geek, and as much as I loved it, I know the words to Les Miserables by heart thanks to her. Yeah, and I decided to go into programming, and that really has changed my entire trajectory. Everything I've done from that point forward is kind of attributed to them, and it's only been through like coming up in this environment and having teachers like Ms. Stiglaitis who knew I was bored, wanted to challenge me, and wouldn't put up with my laziness or stubbornness that got me to actually start doing things. I mean, she put me in front of a class teaching computer programming at a very early age. And it's just like, she gave me responsibility when there was really no expectation of it, and from that I was able to kind of just grow and run with it. So, this has been great. It's also an incredible honor to be on this board with my great uncle, Jay, who I don't have the story, but means a lot to me. And yeah, I guess, like I said, it's great to be home, and I am truly honored by this. So, thank you. And gotcha. And if you want to know anything about the stuff that's going on in our research and the software, I'm glad to talk to you. There's a lot of misinformation out there about autism, and well, it's a very, very big deal. I will do whatever I can to help you guys out and figure out what we can do to help others with it or families with it. So, thanks.
Next person I'd like